because I'm also a big fan of the show and of the original series, and I'm also a big fan of what you guys are getting to offer. So I guess that would be my first question. Would be what would be, I think, the similarities, and on the flip side of that, what would be the thing that makes it stand out or unique from the original movie?
Well, one of the things we connected with in the original show was its portrayal of Vietnam veterans, that sort of hopeful, optimistic portrayal. That's something that, we sort of carried over to this version. It sort of makes it, relevant to today. You have a lot of vets sort of returning home, trying to figure out what's their next chapter in their lives. And this was, it's we were getting the question a lot, why do this now? And that is sort of our answer. So that's one similarity. As far as the something different, I think it's pretty obvious. Higgins in this version is female. Right. The original was John Hillerman. He was in his 60s. So, but we felt like that was a way to just give it a little extra layer that sort of make it a little bit the two-hander and just sort of add something that would distinguish it from the original.
Okay.
I'm just looking at my guy. He's the best dressed. My guy is the best dressed Comic-Con, right?
Yes.
He is going to win best dressed. Do they give out a best dressed award because he's definitely best dressed?
He is.
Yeah.
There's no competition.
And by the way, it's not a character. That's him.
Right.
He's just
Yeah,
like
right.
he definitely has a style that's very unique.
Only he could
Very
pull
cool.
that
Yeah, nobody else
that's
could wear
great.
that and get away with it.
Sure.
By the way, OMFG TV. That wins best name.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're good, right? That was the one question. Everything.
So, was there ever like
Style
a
is
discussion?
Hawaiian shirt. I love it.
On that note, we're talking about like bringing stuff to the show. Was there ever like a tobacco discussion, like bringing back try to bring back the modern mustache as well?
You can't be, that's trying to be Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck was so unique and so good at that role, and forever, he's gonna. I'm certain that is the role of a lifetime for somebody. He's managed to do a lot of great stuff after that. But he's known as Magnum, and we wanted to introduce the show, but we didn't want to do it as a clone. We wanted to sort of reinvent. Not totally, but reinvent him so it feels fresh. And that was part of it. It was like losing a mustache. And I know for people it's a sacred thing, but that was who Tom Selleck was. It wasn't like, if you read the original script, it didn't say mustache.
Short shorts, mustache.
Yeah, it didn't say that. So that was a look that, he sort of cultivated on his own. We're trying to keep the spirit alive of the show, but sort of, make it fresh. Right.
So, what characteristics do you still
Charm. The original Magnum was all charm. When he got punched, he felt it. He was an everyman in that sense. Even though he was over 6 foot tall and he looked like an action hero. Vulnerable, funny, charming. Those are things that Tom had that are ingredients that are very hard to find in one actor. And we saw that in performances in Jay in different movies that he had done, and we felt that that guy came very close to what Tom Selleck does. And that's what it is. He survived all his charm. He was such a rogue, he borrowed, he didn't own anything, everything was a favor. That's a hard thing to play. Somebody who you can't say no to. And when I don't know if you've seen the pilot, but Jay comes across like that. It's like, we got very lucky because finding that in an actor was very hard. Coming across is very natural. Anyways.
Any chance for a crossover with Wi-Fi Bomb?
I thought you were going to give us the most radical question. Coming from OMFG TV. I just expected my mind to be blown.
Right. Okay,
but yes, Yes,
Yeah.
let's do a do-over. I will answer that and say lots of crossovers, lots of characters. But give me your best question because you have a reputation now.
I don't know.
OMFG TV, man.
I got
Come on,
it.
the radical. You go radical. Go.
He'll step in.
Yeah.
It's nudity, no. Shirtless Magnum, yes.
Ooh.
So you replaced white Magnum with non-white Magnum. You replaced old.
Is he non-white?
I think so. And old Higgins with young girl Higgins. So how do you avoid the token kind of aspect of just making those changes? How do you enrich the characters with those changes rather than just doing it?
Here's the thing. I think if you take a step back and you say, oh well, they're doing this deliberately. It's not. We did it deliberately because when you look at the original show, it was really a product of its time. It was a bunch of dudes, and that's the whole show.
Yeah.
It didn't have a female voice, no female perspective. It felt like looking at the show. When you start putting together the building blocks of what's going to make it work in 2018, it needs a female voice. You could get away with it in the 80s. You could get away with it in 1980. A show with just guys. You can't do that. It screams for female voice. Well, the other, you were saying Jay not being white. Well, just he got the role because he was the best actor.
Okay,
Really,
but
and it actually is also, when you look at it, it actually makes sense because it is very much different from the Tom Selleck. It's a diversity Magnum, which in a way already just on the surface makes it feel different. But really, Jay was on the list of actors that are available every pilot season. He really was the best. He had everything going for him. So it's not really deliberate in any way. It just falls into place like that. But the Higgins thing was the one thing that we looked at and said we need a female voice here.
modernize it.
Yeah, it's but even when you watch the old one, it's just a bunch of guys. There's no, it's voices start sounding the same on the show. And I was a massive fan. I used to draw pictures of Tom Selleck. So,
Mostly mustache.
Thank you guys so much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.